Hey y'all, what's up? It's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about The One by Kiera. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This was so good. I think that Kiera drastically improved on character development, which means writing America. I think America is a little tad more less annoying, especially towards the end. But yeah, speaking of which, we need to have some words about the ending. So if it becomes a spoiler kind of review, I will put my book down, and that means mute it, and then I'll put it back up, and that means you can unmute it when the spoiler is done. But this was really good. It continues on with the relationship of Maxon and America, which I think is really cool. You get to see a lot more of them in this. Of course, America fights everything the whole time. You get to see King Clarkson and him being horrible towards her. I think the character development in this is it's top notch, or not top notch, but I think Kiera did a really good job. Because we get to see more of the development of the other characters, like Chris and Celeste. I really think their characters made huge, vast improvements since book one. And America, of course. And even Maxon, we see a lot of personal growth. Maxon will always be my favorite. I will always love him forever and ever. And yeah, I think she did a really good job. I think America was, like I said, was a little less annoying in this. And I really like Aspen in this. I think Aspen was his character, the way that his character went was very interesting as well. So yeah, I really liked that as well. And you still get to see a lot of the maids and everything happening with them. I believe, hold on. Yeah. Something happens in this, and a few things happen in this, and America is really, you get to see where America's loyalty really lies, and you get to see where she, who she loves, and who she's into, or whatever. You really just get to see her vulnerability. Especially with what happens at the ending. If you have to read this book so you know what happens at the end. But I won't tell you who she ends up getting together with, but I loved it, and it's what I always wanted. But yeah, the ending was absolute. It went crazy, and that's one thing I want to talk about without trying to reveal any spoilers. I feel like the ending was very rushed. Because Maxon goes to America and he makes a decision, and what that decision is, I won't tell you, but then, things go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, because, he's wishy-washy with her for once, which I'm actually kind of glad about, but the drama that she added into it, I feel like maybe it could have been built up a little bit more instead of what happened. And something happened at the very end. It's kind of I don't want to call it choosing ceremony. It's where he announces who he's gonna choose as the the one. And it's just very rushed. I feel like the ending was rushed. The whole thing was rushed, and I feel like she should have given it a little more time. Specifically on the end part, because I was still, when I walked away from this, even though I know it's the end of America and Maxon's story, because the next one is about their daughter, I really feel like this was, I don't know what to say about it. It was just very rushed, and I didn't, I got what I wanted couple-wise, but I was left wanting more, even though she did do an epilogue, and I appreciate that. I still feel like I want more, because I feel like she could have added and taken the time to add more detail to it, add more detail to the end, maybe add 2 or 3 chapters onto it. I would have been happy with that, and I know a lot of, her fans would have been happy with that. Because like I said, the ending was very like, come on, you could tell when it hits a certain point at the end, it's just like rush, 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 rush. And I was just like, really? Come on. I was like, I don't like that. But I mean, I did like the ending. There's something else I want to talk about. So I'm going to put my book down because this is a spoiler, and I'm going to bring it back up whenever I'm done. So mute it now, and then unmute it whenever I bring it back up. So, I wanted to address a particular thing that happens in this. America loses her dad. And as a person who has actually experienced the loss of their father, I mean, now granted, I wasn't a teenager when I lost my father. I was younger when I lost my dad. I still felt things that were very foreign to me. And so the way that Kiera handled, that Cass handled the death of her father, I feel like could have been handled a little bit better. And the reason why I say that is, and I mean, this is just my opinion. This doesn't have to be your opinion, but coming as from someone who has some experience with a father dying, I feel like, because for me, that was the end of our world. That was the end of our lifestyle. That was the end of everything for us. And so it's kind of like we had to restart our life. And it was just, I don't know, it was the end. For me, a huge chunk of my life had been taken away from me. And so I had to learn how to adjust better to that particular situation. And there were days where I just could not get through the day without crying. And I feel like for her, I feel like it was kind of downplayed a little bit. She was upset, she was crying, and then it's like, bam, she's back at the castle, and it's like, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about my dad, but really I'm thinking about Maxon. And I don't know. I really think that she could have done better with that. She could have done better with the whole grieving thing. Maybe shown a little bit more, like, depravity. Because when a loss like that happens, it ravages you. And it makes a change in your life that will stick with you permanently. And I also want to talk about the ending where she gets married to Maxon, or where she gets married, and she has Aspen walking her down the aisle. And I appreciate that. And there's like one mention of her father, but like that's it. But for me, like when I think of my wedding day, it's a huge part of my wedding day that's not going to happen, and I think she downplayed that as well. It's like the girl's dream to have her father walk her down the aisle, and have the girl's dream to dance with her father at her wedding and stuff. And I feel like that was a little downplayed. I feel like there could have been something there to kind of like memorialize him or something, or there could have been something there to be like, oh yeah, instead of just a passing thought, it could have been like an actual real live thought of, hey, my dad's not really here. Could have had like a memento or something on her bouquet. Like, there's some way that they could have incorporated her dad into the wedding. And I just feel like the whole loss, I don't see why it was necessary, number one. Number two, I feel like it was very, very much downplayed. And what I mean by downplayed is, like, I feel like there could have been more grief, there could have been more depravity, because, like I said, I've been in that situation, and I expected, this is the first character that I've seen that has, like, lost a parent and her dad, and I thought I would cry more about it, but I didn't. And it was because of the way that Cass downplayed it, because I was like, finally, somebody I can identify with even more, but I couldn't identify with her on that, and it was just, I don't know, and I hate to say that. And then number three, I feel like it was just not well done. I feel like, it was rushed again, and I mean, you get 4 days off to go grieve your dad. I don't understand that. And then come back to the palace, and it's like, bam, Oh, I'm back in the world of the selection. Oh, you know, my dad's always going to be with me. I found out some good information about my dad I didn't know. So yeah, I think that whole part was just unnecessary. And if she had done it, like I said, I think there were ways she could have vastly improved that part. Other than that, I think she did a really good job. I got what I wanted. And it was just, I spent a day or two afterwards just like, just trying to like soak it in and soak her in and everything. And yeah, and it's definitely a series that I will definitely hold on to and love forever because it's just beautiful and I like it. You know, and we even get to see even more progression of America. Finally, she makes up her freaking mind. Finally. Which is much like her counterpart Katniss. And it just, I loved it. I thought it was really good. I loved the ending and yeah. So, as usual, I always like to mention what I'm talking about or what I'm reading next. And I started reading it, but I haven't like gotten very far into it. But I'm reading A Dance with Dragons by George R. R. Martin, which is the 5th installment in the Game of Thrones / Song of Ice and Fire series. Look at how thick this sucker is. It's probably going to take me a month to try and get through this. So y'all will not have a book review for another month or two because it's going to take me a while to get through this. Unless I decide to read, you know, other books concerning, like, you know, other books while I'm reading this, I might do that. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I'm only like this far into it, which is not far at all, but I'm so excited. It's about time. It was calling me. I could not, like, I started this channel on a break in between Game of Thrones books. I always take breaks between Game of Thrones books because they take me like 3 months to get through. And then finally when I'm through them, it's a lot. And so I miss out on a lot of, you know, reading time. And so I read like, you know, good books. And I've drastically kind of decreased my to-be-read shelf. So there you go. So yeah, that was that, and that's what I'm reading. So I believe that's the end of the video. If you guys liked the one, please let me know what you liked about it. Let me know what you didn't like about it, because there was a lot that I didn't like about it either. If you liked this series, let me know. And if y'all think I should read The Heir and the Crown, let me know as well. But I'm thinking about just sticking with the Elite and the One, and then that's it. Because of, you know, Kiera, because of the America and Maxon thing. So just let me know, and yeah, let me know what y'all like, let me know what y'all dislike. Hit the subscribe button down here, hit the notification button down here, so y'all can be notified as to when I post new videos. Also, I have an Instagram and a Goodreads. It is, for my Instagram, it is Liv Loves Books 17, and for my Goodreads, it is Learn, Liv Loves Books 17. Follow me on both of those. Those are the first places that I will update and, like, post to let y'all know what I'm reading next. So when I finish a book, those are the very first places that I actually post on and finish. Like, when, when I'm starting a new book, those are the very first places that I post on. I get to YouTube after that. So please follow me on that. I'm going to try and maybe make up another. I don't have a Twitter. I don't really like Twitter. But I will try to have another social media soon. But please follow me on those outlets. I don't mind. I would love to have y'all. And just, y'all have a great day. Bye.